Great. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is to talk about project. Well, first of all, let me handle any questions that came out of this morning or early this afternoon session. Are there any questions or sort of textured issues about what we've learned here? Bearing in mind that we're going to be going through a lot more of these things, including aspects of networks, including aspects of spatial context, including agent mobility, including things with calibration, sensitivity analysis, etc., and handling stochastics. Are there any things that you would like to ask right now about what we've seen? Sure. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So there's maybe I'll use this just to illustrate some aspects of AnyLogic's help here, because you'll find that quite well documented in terms of its basics. So if you go and you search for under AnyLogic help for probability distributions, you'll notice that there's this list that appears that describes various probability distributions supported directly within AnyLogic. Now, some of them are, I wouldn't call it a distribution in the sense that it's a function that with a certain chance returns true or false, but sort of an indicator function, not an indicator, but it's a function that just it's a draw from a Bernoulli distribution. But here we have a set of distributions that from which you can draw, from which you can sample directly. And one thing you have to be careful about, and I have a real issue about this that I brought before the powers that be with AnyLogic, is that you have to be careful to make sure that you check when you're using them that the parameters are what you expect. I'll give an example. Let's suppose I wanted to draw from a log normal distribution. We saw that this morning. And if you do here, you'll see, okay, it's, first you have the mu, the log mean, and the sigma for it, log standard deviation, and then minimum, and it's described, all well and good. But if you do from a normal distribution, and you look at the parameters for normal, for example, here what we have is sigma before mean, which is an unusual ordering, and it's the exact ordering, mu and sigma for log normal, and here we have sigma and then mean. And so it's very easy to use mean, thinking that what you're specifying for sigma is actually the mean, vice versa. So in other words, it's easy to kind of not realize it's reversing the two. So just be sure when you use them, you look at the documentation to find what order the parameters are at. But it does have a wide variety of distributions from which to draw. For those who are even interested in going further with that, there's a set of Java libraries that provide additional capacity to draw from distributions. And it's trivial to have AnyLogic sort of load in extra libraries, so extra statistics libraries or what have you, that will provide additional distributions. But these are the ones that are built in. Quite a large number. Just be sure that you check the appropriate order for their parameters. Does that help at all? Yeah, sure. Okay, so other questions? Other questions? Could you save a copy of that law?
Actually,
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah.
so what was the issue?
I think you got confused by you did the package other thing.
Oh, yeah.
There. I basically closed it up and didn't
Yeah. So okay, if you could Okay, you don't have a copy of the original one?
No, I mean, it's even no difference, that's what it is.
I just saw I think I saw the same thing like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, or similar thing, and so I wanted to,
I'm definitely contractual on this.
great, great, okay. Okay, any other questions? No? Okay, so I'd like now to switch gears then and talk some about projects. So there were several projects that people had suggested for this boot camp.